Hey guys, it's MikeGoG, the King Arthur Legends Rise video. We are on to day 2 of the account takeover for my nephew here on Dumpling 2012's account. We left off, we were working on Rosier. I think we had a little bit of work left to do there. I think we ran out of gold again. On her belt, we still need to get her into an effect accuracy belt, and on her pendant, we need an effect accuracy pendant, which is probably going to hinder our next build as well because we are going to move over to Lancelot. We're trying to get a Gorgos team going. I think Gorgos is probably one of the more important teams to get going first. That way you can farm gold and you're always pinched off for how much gold you have. So I think that's one of the better teams to have that's running efficiently on Gorgos 10. So we're trying to get going on that. Then we'll move over to Penveid so we can do some upgrades just because we should have the characters in order to do that. Although I say that, we have K down here on level 50 and then I think Tristan was on 40. So we may or may not be able to get Penveid going, but I think with Caliber and Arthur, we probably can get it done. So we're going to go ahead and rebuild Lancelot here, get him in. Also, we need him in a vigor set as well as accuracy and just see the best we can do. Currently, we're looking at his stats, effect accuracy of 5%, so he's not landing any dots at all, and he barely gets to use his A3 because he only gets the 1 vigor charge. Also, his speed is pretty unfortunate down here at 116, but we're going to try to step that up along the way, but ultimately what we're looking for is bringing his effect accuracy up as high as possible and getting him in a vigor set. So we're going to see what we can do with that. So before we actually get into Lancelot, I forgot we got this event going on right now. I got some goodies going on in here. So if we can actually get, where are we at? The Vivian event. Here we go. If we can actually get Vivian on the team and functional, we're actually going to earn these rewards alongside getting gold and everything else. So I think that we're going to go ahead and work on Vivian, get her decked out so that we're in Gorgos anyway, and hopefully get to a point where Vivian could be our star player for level 10, but if not, we'll use Nika and Jarrett for level 10, but while we're farming, we'll have Vivian going. So let's go ahead and work on Vivian's kit first, and then we'll come back and do Lancelot's. So currently Vivian has nothing, no gear on whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and get her decked out. Alright, so we need a few pieces of vigor set, and we are short on this material here. So we're actually going to jump into Nest of Weisgelag. I think that'll be our best chance of actually accumulating some of this. We don't need a lot, but we do need enough to build out Rosier, and then we need enough to build out Vivian, and we need enough to build out Lancelot. So we're going to go in here with the team he's got currently. Where are we farming at? We're at Weisgelag 6 is not bad. So this is the team he's working on, Weisgelag 6 right now. So let's go ahead and just take a peek at it and see how it does. I also want to see how much of the resource I'm actually getting to see how much stamina we should bury into this. But I think you get quite a few of the pieces I need. But we'll get into here. This is the team that he put together. I did mess with his Rosier. I messed with his Nika. They both should be better than they were. Especially landing dot damage, although the dragon is, I think, 90% immune to dots or whatever the case is. So she was built for pretty heavy attack, still hitting pretty hard with 17,000, but her attack did come down with the build that I did, but her effect accuracy went way up. So may or may not be as effective, but we'll see if we can move any further on to the dragon here. My guess is we could probably press on and do stage 7. It would be good to get Morgan in here as well. But I think his Clarison with the defense down that she's bringing is probably more effective than the Morgan as far as where she's at right now. But we'll keep working on her and get her better and better. Eventually Morgan should definitely be on this team. But I don't think her turn meter manipulation affects Weisgelag. It might affect the leg though, so that could be a benefit. But it looks like we're going to blaze through this without a problem. I think his Bedivere, I feel like his Bedivere is dialed in for late mid-game content, and everybody else is just there. So everybody's on his back, and he's just carrying them with his one arm and his spear, and he's just making it happen. So thankfully he does have some damage coming out of Bedivere, because I think there'd be a lot less progress to make. I will say the last day going through his account, this has been fun. This reminds me of when I was a kid and would pull all-nighters working on different things, and just having a good time with video games. It's been a long time since I really dove into a game like this and actually tried to make some headway. And coming up through Arthur, I didn't really know what I was doing. And like even to this day, it's like I'm learning stuff about the game all the time. You guys in the comment sections are teaching me stuff about the game all the time. So it's kind of interesting. So we're looking for, we didn't get, oh no, they're there. We need these guys right here is what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and try the next stage. But it's kind of fun to go back through levels and through areas of the game that I went through before, because it's been a long time, and it really is a fun and enjoyable experience. It's really fun to me, the amount of progress that you can make in a single day in this game if you want to. Like, we still have 22 staminas to use to farm materials if we need to farm, get more and more of these items for forging more vigor sets. We have stamina to farm gold. We've got a lot of things that we can do to better his account in a single day, which is really fun and engaging. And I think that is something that King Arthur does really well, because in a lot of gacha games, you just cannot make a lot of progress in a single day. It's just really hard to do. The further you get into the game, the harder it is. Because you need more resources for everything, and you don't kind of feel quite as motivated to go and, farm Gorgos 100 times to get the gold you need to do it. So you just kind of get through the day-by-day completions. The other part is you don't have the same motivation, because at the end of the game, you've already defeated all the content, so you don't really have that drive to push on further in Dragon or to do other things. So you're just like, when I get the material and I get my character a little better, they'll be a little better, and that'll be cool. But, when you're starting this space, you're like, we just pressed on through Weiskalag stage 7 with the team he already had. Got a 5-star piece of gear. It's attack gear, which is actually not too bad. Hopefully it's got a good stat on it. What do we got? Effect accuracy on an attack set. Man, that could be kind of late game for Rosier or somebody like that. Could potentially make that work. Right now, Vigor is the way to go. I mean, it doesn't matter how hard your champions are hitting if they're never using their special abilities, because they don't have the Vigor. Nika, when she gets to stage 8, I think is the first time in the game I would start pulling people out of Vigor. Or if you have your damage dealer specifically, like I keep calling him Cormac, like Bedivere over here. He does have a Vigor charge. I think it's on a 3-turn cooldown or something like that, where he will charge Vigor on his turn. But you're also spamming his A2, so he doesn't need a lot of Vigor to make him work, which is one of the reasons Bedivere is amazing, is he does not require a 3 Vigor every turn, so that, it just helps out, because it keeps that Vigor for the next player, usually for your healer, to keep everybody alive. So I don't know how many times I'm going to watch this. I feel like I clicked that already. Why? I don't know what's going on with that. Still a little tired from last night. It was up till 2:30, and then I was all excited about all the things I needed to do in the game. I couldn't fall asleep until 3. So I was like, oh man, but we're back at it. So, but yeah, we're going to blaze through. This is level 8 right here. So I think this team will probably get us through pretty close, probably at least stage 8, probably pretty close to stage 9. I am noticing Clarison is not landing her defense down. I think it's on her A3. That's probably why. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. Order. Yeah, her A3, I think, is where she lands that defense down. Yeah, for 3 turns, which is actually pretty big. It's only a 30% chance on each hit. So base kind of a 90% chance, because you get 33 times. But we're going to do that. We've got Bedivere with his A1. We don't have anything going on. What do we got going on here? All right. There we go. Get the right moves. We're not even got the right moves when we're blazing through this. So this is pretty good. The struggle, if you don't take people's A2s out, they'll use their A2 and keep your Vigor at 0, so nobody's ever getting their main ability, which is kind of a struggle. So you definitely want to make sure that you kind of are getting their A3 or nothing at all. There's a 5-star speed, attack. Those are awesome. Life set right now is pretty good, because we're trying to build his Vivian in life. If we could get Nika in a life set, that would be super helpful as well. And we need a recovery ring on Nika really bad, is really what we need. But let's go ahead and see if we can press on to the next stage and get a couple more materials. This is stage 9, so we're going right through it. Making some magic happen. So this team, probably not the most effective. You probably would be looking, ideally, if you had Sarah built out, because she does some block disruption or some buff disruptions. as well as the heals, so she'd probably be a better fit here than Nika. But at this stage in the game, having a jack of all traits that you can use in a lot of spots is extremely helpful. So Nika is by far the best healer and best support in the game. So she's where you want to spend your energy and attention. I'd be putting her front and center until you get her heals doing really well for you, and then from there I'd be focused on your damage dealers and so forth. Then come back to Nika and get her to chivalry level 8. Once you have her there, that's going to open up the game for you in a lot of ways, because you can start using different gear sets for your damage dealers and for your other players to really make their kits more effective, which I think Nika is a huge win for the game. I do think they need to start bringing in other support champions that have that ability to increase vigor, like Nika, because it does really open up the game as far as how you can build your characters. I do think also they need to bring in like some sort of reviver, like a true support healer reviver. And ultimately, they need to bring in a strong healer for every faction. So this is proven to be a little harder than we were anticipating. Stage 9, I think, is going to be where we're stuck here right now. But it would be nice to get a healer in each of the factions as well. So you get into those favor dungeons. It's kind of hard with some of the lesser healers. Trying to keep people alive is pretty rough. But we're unable to do stage 9. That's okay. We're going to jump out. We got the materials we needed, so we're going to go ahead and forge a couple pieces of vigor set. So we got the pieces we needed to craft some materials here. We're going to jump over into the forge. We're going to get down into the vigor set and craft a couple pieces. We need a chest plate. We're going to go until we get a 4-star chest plate. At this stage in the game, attack speed on a 3 and 4-star piece is not super effective. Like, even if you get it, HP is going to be perfect right there. It's going to add 1. If you get rolls in it, you might get 2, so you get up to 3. And then if you get 2 rolls, you might get up to like 5. And it's just not as effective as boosting your stats for HP and defense. They're going to be significantly more effective for you. So we're going to go ahead and grab these 2 here, and hopefully one of them's 4-star. We got 4-star boots. That's perfect. Stats at this point aren't really that important. I mean, they're extremely important, but with 4-star gear, it's not going to be a huge win. The main stat is what you're looking for the most. Here we're looking for HP. It's a shot in the dark. It's going to be, I'd prefer just get a 4-star piece. We'll take that and we'll put it on her. Hit accuracy is probably not the most effective. Might be able to swap this out with somebody else, but we're going to go ahead and get Vivian's build going so we can get back into Gorgos and see what we can do. All right, so I think this is the build we're going to go with. We got her in a life set for some extra HP all the way up to 13,000. That's a little bit weak. I got her attack speed up to 134. Got her in a vigor set. And then as we upgrade these stats, she's going to get more and more survivable. Don't have a belt to put her in right now. The ones that we do have on the account are all taken up. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? We're going to take Lancelot's recovery belt because she actually is going to use it. So that's perfect. That's a 5-star piece as well. And then we'll work on getting him a different piece that actually makes sense for his kit. So that gets her recovery up. Well, I haven't leveled it up yet, but it's at 18%. So she'll bring in some heals there, which will be pretty good. And then we got to get in Gorgos and get some gold so we can actually upgrade some of this. Let's see if we can enhance this to level 3. We can't take it to 3, but we should be able to take it. We can't even take it to 2. We're going to take it to level 1. That's what we got right now. So we're going to go ahead and change this on her kit. Hopefully we have enough gold. I've done that before where I move everything around and then I need like 20,000 gold and I don't have it anymore. It's like, oh no. So that worked out. So we have a build on Vivian. It has a lot of headroom to grow. But I think this is going to be a significantly more, well, she didn't have any gear on her, so it's definitely going to be more effective than that. Let's go ahead and jump into Gorgos with her and see where we can farm. So we've beaten Burning Land 8. I think it was a little bit of a struggle, and our Nika's not maxed out yet either, but we're going to take out Nika and Jarrett, and we're going to bring in our Vivian. Ideally, Vivian replaces both of those characters. Now, she's not going to do what Jarrett does as well as what Jarrett does, and she's not going to do what Nika does as well as Nika does. But we're trying to get her on this team to make sure we're getting those points for the event. But she does half of each of what they do. Okay. Now she's only 5-star 50, so that's going to hurt her as well. But as far as just keeping them alive long enough for those dots to land is really what we're looking to do. I did not take a peek at his Anguish to see how his gearing is for Anguish. So let's take a quick peek at that and just see if he has equipment on Anguish. He does not. So Anguish is a no-go. I think we're probably going to pull in Bedivere. and just go for straight damage, I think, is going to be the move. We're going to use the speed, try to get back to our abilities a little quicker. We've got everybody in a vigor set now. Oh, Lancelot's not in a vigor set either. His build is pretty trash because we were trying to do that before we got distracted with Vivian. But let's see if we can do this with Vivian on the team, and that way we can at least get some of those event rewards. So on this here, we got Bedivere hitting his A1. No wonder he didn't hit very hard. All right, so we're going to get him onto his A2. We got the second skill for Vivian is where she's going to clear those dots and replace them with recovery over time, as well as do a small heal. But the recovery over time plus the small heal might just be enough to get it done. Probably right now we should actually drop Lancelot. Although he might land him. He's probably not going to land it, so I don't want to waste the vigor on him. But Rosier is probably our best opportunity to get some dots up there. When you do get here, I believe it's to Chivalry level 8. That's going to be a pretty big game changer for Rosier. I think his current Chivalry level 5, so he definitely has some room to grow there. But I think that's where she starts to extend the dots that are currently on Gorgos, and that's where you can start putting in faster and faster teams. But ideally, if you're landing a couple dots each time, you can see the damage she chunks down there compared to like Bedivere here is going to go and you probably do not even quite the same amount of damage as those dots. And I think there's only 2 or maybe 3 dots on Gorgos. So yeah, those 2 dots just do so much more damage than like a straight damage dealer. But unfortunately, you need some effect accuracy to be able to land them. So that she got 1 on there. That's pretty unfortunate. He got 0. And they're losing ground. So Vivian's heals are just not quite enough right now to keep them alive. But we are almost there. If we can just land a few more dots than what we're getting. There's 2. That's good. Here we go. Get that extra move that she gets sometimes. Now we're up to 3. This will do some damage. 4. So we'll probably chunk them down to, yeah, there we go. Hopefully we can get some heals. There goes Lancelot. That's actually probably the best case scenario because he's doing the least amount of work for us right now because his build is so garbage. So we're going to work on getting this done. We're going to go ahead and get this wrapped up, I think, and then get that gold on the account and keep working on Vivian. As we level her gear up, this will get a lot more a lot less scary, a lot less sketchy because she's going to be healing for higher numbers with her HP up and stuff like that. So that's going to be extremely helpful. But we were able to actually complete the same exact level we were beating before, replacing Jarrett and Nika with a borderline not even built Vivian, which is pretty cool. So we're going to run back into our dressing room over here with our 200,000 gold we just got. We're going to deck Vivian out a little bit. Eventually it's going to click on that. Get her levels as high as we can on these guys. Kind of focusing on your HP right now is what we want. Recovery and HP. So this one is actually a pretty good piece. So we'll take that up to 9. This one here we have attack. It's flat stat, but it's a 5-star piece. And we're hoping to get a roll in attack speed, and we did not. So that was unfortunate. We could probably swap this piece out. It needs to be HP percent. This piece would also be HP percent. We don't have it, but we got 2 rolls in attack speed, and we do have HP as the main stat. So we'll enhance this one up to level 9, and that takes us down to 4,000. So that pretty much is everything we can do, but her stat increase, we were at 13,000, we're still at 13,000. But her HP has gone up about 400 points, but her recovery did shoot up, I think 7%. I think we were sitting right around 18% if I remember correctly. So that'll help her heals come in a lot stronger there because that's going to be a pretty substantial gain. And then her HP is going to kind of trickle up as we start moving up here. But the benefit here is now we can use Vivian on the team so we can pick up these rewards, start cruising through. We already got these guys here. That's going to be huge for the account. And then we're going to grab some stamina that we've got from other. We are doing this as well, so we're getting some of this 4, 5, 6-star gear. There's no 6-star gear. That's too nice. But we got some 4 and 5-star gear, which is going to be absolute money for this account. So we'll claim that up and scoop those up. So 3 to 5-star gear. I think we're at a point in this account where we could probably sell all of our 3-star gear that we haven't leveled up. I think at this point we're going to probably not blow resources on 3-star gear. But we did get into here, a lot of stamina there, so we'll pick that up. That's 250. We'll go back into Gorgos, and we'll get this event probably topped off today and get all these goodies on the account with our new Vivian team. The other thing I've been thinking along this route, we've been kind of rolling through. Now, this team is not 100%. You got 2 5-star 50s, and one of them, or both of their builds are actually really bad. Vivian's build is good. It's just not leveled up at all. Good as good as it can be right now. Lancelot build is pretty bad. I think he's got 2 or 3 pieces of 2-star gear on him, so he just has a lot of work to do. But one thing I was thinking about is they're bringing out 2 bosses for Hall of Conquerors that they say are going to have a disposition to dot damage. And if you really break down the legendary characters that provide dot damage, they're all AoE dot damage. I mean, basically, Lancelot is the character. There is not a single target Rosier version of a legendary dot damage. So I think we're probably going to get someone similar to a Rosier, but a legendary version that's going to be less squishy, that's going to be able to take down these brand new bosses that we're looking at here. So this team, I think we won 2 or 3. We won 3 times. So we ran 50% of the time. Most of the times we were landing 1 dot away from beating Gorgos. So if we were to take Bedivere out and replace him with Anguish, or if we got some effect accuracy on Lancelot, or got effect accuracy belt or pendant on Rosier, where she just landed 1 or 2 more dots, that would be all the difference in the world. Then from there, if you got her up to her Chivalry level 8, that's where she's going to start actually extending the dots. So once they're on Gorgos, she can actually keep them going. Because right now, they're basically relying on putting new dots on them every single time. So it just takes a lot longer, and it just requires a lot more survivability. But I would say if you're going to deck anybody out trying to get through Gorgos, the Rosier by herself with Vivian, those 2 characters by themselves, if they're built correctly, can get through Gorgos 10. Lancelot and Anguish are going to be the other 2 that you want to bring on the team to help, but they don't need to be there. Lancelot is great with the speed lead, helps speed your team up, because getting attack speed plus all those stats on it can be pretty difficult. So I utilize him for that speed lead, but you don't necessarily have to have him there. So we're going to go ahead. We have 1,000,000 silver, 1,000,000 gold. I keep calling it silver because it's silver and raid. I'm just old school trying to get through that. Probably should actually go to her HP stuff, because attack's not going to do her a whole lot of good. Defense would be good too. That helps her stay survivable. We're going to take this all the way to level 12. Get that HP up so her heals are a little better. This one got recovery. We're going to get that up. Probably not take too much gold there. And that all the way to level 9 at least. Okay, let's take a peek. And we're at 400,000 gold left. We're going to take her defense up on her chest plate there. Get that going to level 9. And where are we at? We still have 300,000. That's pretty good. All right, so we got that at 12. That's at 9. I think we're going to go ahead and see if we can get this up to 12. We can't. We're going to go ahead and take it up. That's going to help her healing there. Now let's take a look at her stats. Now we're starting to put this build together. We're almost to 15,000 HP. Her recovery is now at 46%. That's going to be huge. Those heals are going to come through a lot stronger. My guess is that right there is going to turn this into a 100% team. I am going to sneak over here on Lancelot and see if we have any piece of gear that has effect accuracy as a main stat. And just see, because that would be all the difference in the world if he had anything going on at all. Here you go. So here is a 5-star piece that we just picked up. Let's see here. Defense. I'm trying to think what we'd build, what we would keep on him. I think we'd probably go with this. We'd probably do a broken set on Lancelot, do vigor, and then whatever 2 pieces can line up with what we need. But this effect accuracy is going to be huge. So we're going to equip this, put that on him. And then we're going to level it up. I should have done it in here so you can see the difference. But he was at 5% effect accuracy, which is really what we're going for here. We got a level 3, level 4. Can we get to level 5? They put that right in the way. Level 5. So we went from 5% now. We're all the way up to 17%. So that's 3.5 times better than what we were. So that should be, if he can land just 1 more dot that he's not getting now, that's going to make all the difference in the world. And then those heals with Vivian should be coming through a little stronger as well. So we're going to jump back over into Gorgos, get through it. We're probably going to stick on Burning Land 8 for right now until we get these guys dialed in. So bring you back in here. Making that minor adjustment right there is making a world of difference. Vivian's heals are not significantly bigger than they were, but they are a little bit bigger. But the fact that we're actually landing some of these burns now is changing how fast Gorgos' health is coming down. So we're actually going to beat this I don't think we're going to lose anybody. We might lose Lancelot, but you saw the gear that he had on him, and we don't even have him, you know, maxed out. He's at 17% for that effect accuracy, so it's only going to get better from here. But now this team looks strong enough that it probably could take on stage 9 potentially. But we're going to farm here. We're going to get all their builds right. Probably going to get Anguish in here instead of Bedivere, and then we'll move up to stage 9 and then hopefully stage 10 as well. We are going to probably have to bring Vivian and Lancelot up to 6-star in order to do that. But I think both those characters, especially Lancelot, he really works in a lot of places, so he's worthwhile investing in. Vivian, this is kind of her claim to fame here, but in the Hall of Conquerors, you really need to build out 3 different healers, and this ability where she's stripping dots to replace them with heal over time, I think is going to be effective eventually during one of the bosses. And it could be the boss coming up. They might be putting burns out themselves or bleeds or whatever, and that might be where she's going to shine. So I think Vivian is going to be a pretty strong healer. Obviously, if you're bringing one healer into a team, Nika's your person. She's going to be the one that does the most work for you in most places. But I think that there's going to be niche areas where Vivian is a monster. So she's worth investing in. The tough thing at this stage in the game is it really is almost advantageous to really work on your rare characters, because you can build 2 rare characters for the price of 1 legendary for all of your upgrades and all the things that you're required to get there. This one's looking a little more sketch here, so maybe we got a little lucky on the RNG. But it does look like we're going to beat it. So it looks like we've moved into a 100% team from where we were at 50%. So that's pretty good. But anyway, yeah, I think Vivian is worth investing in, but building rares at this stage in the game can be a big benefit. For example, like you got your Bedivere here is a damage dealer. That's why he's there. He's there for damage. He doesn't do debuffs or anything else. He's just doing damage. Well, you could build Cormac and Rosier for the price of Bedivere, and now you have somebody that smacks pretty close to as hard as Bedivere with Cormac, also doing AoE damage. Although the single target damage is a little limiting. Cormac's his A3 is where it's at. But you also have a Rosier who's smacking pretty hard for single target and doing dot damage. And you use the same amount of resources to do both those things. So that's kind of an interest. Plus you can get chivalries on the rares a lot easier than you can get chivalries on legendaries. But they are a little squishier, so it's just kind of one of those things. But for in-game content, you're still going to be using Rosier. You're still going to see spots for Cormac. You're still going to see spots for Anguish and Turin and Sarah and some of these rare characters that can really benefit your account. So it's not the shiny thing that you want to do, because every time you get a legendary, you want to max them out. But having those characters like a Kay, if I had to do the game over again, the first person I'd 6-star would be Kay. Like, she is a monster, and if you build her right, she does damage. She's great in Penveid with all of her hits. She's great with AoE damage. She's great in arena early on if you can get some evasion on her. So I mean, she's just a great character all the way around. And then I would start working towards probably Rosier and a healer and that kind of stuff, and moving those directions. But this one's looking a little sketchy too. Maybe it's not a 100% team, but definitely better than 50. I think we've won all 3 of our battles so far. So far it's 100. It hasn't lost, but it's looking like it's getting down to the nitty gritty here in a couple of these battles. But I think we are going to squeak it out here, so that worked out pretty good. We almost got Vivian dialed in as far as her gear being maxed out. The other thing with Rosier is if you can get her in one of those the keepsakes where she drops an extra dot. I forget the name. Corrosion, I think. That's going to be another dot she's landing there. But we're going to see if we can get Lancelot in at least a vigor set. If we can move some of this stuff like 4-star and just get it leveled up a little bit, it'll probably replace the stats. Like on this guy here, you got HP boots. We have a 3-star pair of vigor boots. We're only losing 353 HP, gaining these extra stats, losing a little bit of attack speed there. 2. We're losing 2 attack speeds with a roll in it as well. So I think just for the sake of trying to get an extra vigor on him, we're going to go that route. On this piece here, I'm trying to think, attack. I think we're going to go ahead and put that on him. And then, let's see here. We need one more piece of vigor gear. That is a crit damage set. Hit accuracy. Effect accuracy is on that one. Let's see here. No effect accuracy. We'll put this on there and get that extra little effect accuracy there just to help him out a little bit. Defense on the ring. Did we get? We're not quite there. So let's see if we can get HP, make him survivable. Anything with effect accuracy is a no. We're going to go with We're going to go with this piece right here to get a little bit of a defense on it as well. Equip that temporarily. Okay, so now we have him in a vigor set. We are utilizing that big 5-star piece for his effect accuracy, and then hopefully we can get him in a belt that would also do the same thing. We have him in 5 pieces of vigor set, so maybe, and seeing how we got him in a full vigor set now, we can grab this one here where he's got HP and defense, make him way more survivable on a 5-star piece already maxed out. We'll put that on him, and then we're going to see his stats kind of jump up. So right now we're basically flat. We lost 1 attack point. We lost 40 defense. We picked up 1,500 HP, lost a little bit of speed, picked up our vigor, and our effect accuracy is staying the same. And we haven't leveled any of this gear up at all. So if we go through here at this point and actually start to, I don't think we have any, we had 19 gold. Let's see here. We can take 1 piece to level 3. So let's strategically pick our piece that we want to bring to level 3. None of it is effect accuracy. Let's see if any of them have a substat of effect accuracy. No, that's already level 6. We're not gonna be able to bring, oh, this is effect accuracy. We'll probably go right here, I think. Although that one could be good for survivability. Let's go ahead and bring this one up to level 3, and that way we get a little more survivability, and that should be pretty good. So there we got some more HP on them, and we're moving through those stats. But as soon as we get some more gold, we'll come back in and start getting him dialed in with that vigor set. But just having that vigor set, he's going to be able to help the team out by not utilizing that extra vigor, as well as being able to pass some along. Plus, he's going to run his A3 a little more frequently, so hopefully he can land some of those dots to keep Gorgos dying. Gorgos did get us, I think, 2 out of the 4 times, which is unfortunate, or 2 out of the 6. I'm sorry, 2 out of the 6. But they were both nail biters. Like, they were right at the end there. So I think just minor adjustments and we'll be there. All right, the last piece of the puzzle is Anguish. He's on 5-star 50. He has no gear on him at all, but we did find a couple pieces of accuracy gear. In fact, before we do this, we did find a couple pieces to get moving on them, but I do want to go into our item bag. We did get a few of these items, so let's go ahead and see if we get anything that's worth writing home about. There's a life set, there's a counters speed set. That's actually going to be probably a pretty solid piece there. Nothing that is in the vigor set, unfortunately, or accuracy, which is kind of what we're working on right now. And again, we got 1 piece of gear there we might use. So that's what we got going on there. Let's see about getting some relics, seeing how they're here. We'll free them up. I don't think any of those are going to be new for the account. And 1 of the commons there, perfect. And we do have a couple summons, so let's go ahead and knock out these summons and see if we get anybody that that helps us with a chivalry, like a Morgan. I haven't looked to see where he's at for the pity setup. We're gonna go ahead and do a quick little 10 pull here. Hopefully warm our luck up a little bit. Maybe get a rare. Rosier would be a great pull right now. Trying to get that chivalry up to chivalry 8 would be huge for his account. Especially for that Gorgos team we're putting on. So he has a lot of these guys stacked up, but he's not wasting the gold on building the chivalries. Probably a smart move. For me personally, just for keeping things organized, I like to kind of go through the gold and get those chivalries going. 23 away from pity. No, we don't have any. 58. He looks like he just got something there. And let's take a peek at these guys. 47 away from pity. So we'll go ahead and pull 20. Oh, we can't pull 20. We don't have enough rubies. We're going to pull these 10 and hope for some content creator luck for them and see if we can get, I would love to see a Morgan come through right now. That would be amazing. He also does not have Brennan on his account at all. So Brennan would be a huge pull for him. Even at Chivalry level 0 is a great champion, especially for Aldry. So that would be a great pull also. But no such luck today. Cormac's almost dialed in at 9 there, so that's pretty good. And we will keep on keeping on. Even just getting these 2 pieces of gear on him, you're getting 30% effect accuracy right out of the gate. So even though they're 3-star pieces, it's going to help him out quite a bit. From there, he didn't really have a lot of extra accuracy gear, so we kind of went away from there. Now we're just looking for the right gear for him. So this was a piece that had effect accuracy on it, so we're going to put that on there. On the earrings, we're just looking for something that's going to make him survivable. That's going to be a great piece for him. Probably speed him up. Right now, my goal for him is actually, I thought I had an attack speed down here somewhere. Maybe? Oh, there's an attack speed and accuracy set. Yeah, if we put that ring on him, we could pick up this piece here on the helmet where he's got 2 rolls and effect accuracy right there. So we can equip that. Still has that effect accuracy. And now we've got his effect accuracy all the way up to 63 and he doesn't even have a belt yet. So if we got an effect accuracy belt, he'd probably be right near that 80 to 90 mark. And that would be great for him. Let's see if we can find another piece here with some effect accuracy. This is a great piece with a roll of speed. That would be helpful for him. Here's some effect accuracy there. I'd like to get a roll or 2 on it, but let's see. Here's a double roll and effect accuracy on a 4-star piece, so we're going to go ahead and put that on him. It's already leveled up. So now we're sitting at 68%. He now has our highest effect accuracy with this thrown together build that we've got going on here. So let's level up some pieces, get him dialed in, and then we'll bring him in and set in place a Bedivere and see how we're doing. So with Anguish here, he's actually got our highest effect accuracy of anybody on the team. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to drop Lancelot to his A1 so he can help stack Vigor. I believe he does have a 50% chance to land this burn, but for Anguish on his A3, he has a 50% chance for the last 3 hits to inflict a chill. So he can actually put 3 chills on with this ability instead of just 1. But that way between Anguish and Rosier, with our effect accuracy as high as it is for Anguish, we're probably going to be able to land a lot more dots than we will with Lancelot. So now we're moving to 3 of our characters are 5-star 50 instead of 6-star. So we're going to see how this plays out. We're going to come right after the boss here, hopefully land some dots in this space. We got 1 from Rosier, and we got nothing from Anguish there. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Here we go with two dots from Rosier there. We got the Lancelot burn. Come on, let's get some chills. We got 1 chill there. So we're starting to do a little bit better here. But the faster we can stack up these dots on Gorgos, the less time that Vivian has to keep everybody alive. And that's really the game that we're playing here, is we're trying to get him down. There we go. I got a couple chills. So you can see we're chunking down that health a little faster. Again, once you get to a point where Rosier can actually extend these dots, you want to make sure Lancelot and Anguish are faster than Rosier, so they put the dots on. Then she comes in, adds to them, and extends them. And that's going to make you blaze through this pretty quickly. So we did lose Anguish right there. Not super surprising. He's going to be kind of squishy as a 5-star 50 on a rare character. But I think the damage has been done where we're going to get through this fight. Hopefully, I say that, we're getting close. We need Rosier to land some dots here. So we got 2. That should be enough to get us through this. So there we go. Got a couple more. We are going to make it through. So we do need to work on his survivability. Take him to 6-star. Get him dialed in. But this is the same team I'm running on my account. And it goes right through Gorgos 10. No problem. And it actually does it pretty quickly. So if we can get the right gear on this team, get this team functioning, it will take him deep into Gorgos 10 there. So that'll be a huge win for the account. All right, so we're going to switch gears, head over to Penveid, start getting some of those mythic orbs so we can start leveling some characters up. This is our Caliburn Arthur build. I think we were working on this a little bit, but we're going to see about enhancing his attack as a primary stat for him, because that's where he's there to do some damage. We got this guy over here with some crit damage on it. Probably at this stage in the game could be better to be in crit rate, just because it doesn't matter how much crit damage you do if you never crit. So the first part is getting some crit rate on him. But getting those attack stats up is going to be a big win for him as well. Just making sure he's hitting hard to get through Penveid. Attack speed's probably going to be pretty beneficial as well. Theoretically, it'd probably make more sense to get him an additional ring of attack here, but that's okay. We're gonna leave that piece on him for now, just because we do have just limited resources across the board. We are trying to build so many teams right now. We're stretched pretty thin. But as we have been going through Gorgos, we've actually stacked up quite a bit of resources here to be able to level up some players. So we're going to take him up. Oh, we ran out of gold. Of course we did. But we do have quite a bit of experience there to start working on some of these players. We're going to try to do this without Kay. I think Kay is going to be probably fairly necessary. Even her A1 hits 5 times. So bringing her in probably instead of Rosier. Although the damage here from Rosier is going to be pretty good. But hopefully Arthur's going to be the guy doing the damage for us. And then we can do some defense down with Morgan, although she doesn't do it on her A2. So we're going to see how this works with Morgan's A2 as far as where we're... all right, so let's take a quick peek at what we got going on in here. We got Caliburn Arthur doing his A2. That's what we want. We're healing with Nika. A2 for Morgan. and then we've got Rosier here with the A3. So depending on if we get any attack gauge manipulation out of here, which does work on the tusks. So we are going to keep spamming her A2 just to keep damage off of us from the tusks. It didn't look like it worked on Penveid though, but it could be worthwhile moving her to her A1 so she starts landing that defense down. So I made a bonehead move. I put all that stuff on Anguish, and then I hit exit without actually putting it on him. So I was sitting there, like, man, he is super squishy. He's dying. He had no gear on him. So now we got it back on him. So he's dialed in here. He's got the effect accuracy. He was actually surprisingly landing some of his dots. So I was like, oh, must be looking pretty good. We did get a couple items going through the events there, so we're gonna actually summon these guys here. See, maybe we get a Brennan on the account, so when we get to Aldry we're at a good spot. That would be pretty amazing, but we are pretty far away from Pity. We should have enough to complete that out with 150 crystals, so hopefully we get some gold. We can really use it, or some Rosiers. Yes, how lucky are we? Come on, let's get it. Two legendaries, make it happen. Let's see here. Morgan would be great. We got our 4 people that we're working on, so we'll see who we get. Let's see. It's not just humans repeat mistakes. We got Anya, so that is awesome. Getting her to Chivalry level 4 will be a huge win for his account. Unfortunately, I think that's only Chivalry level 2, but that is progress in the right direction. Probably would have been bigger to pull a Brennan, but that's okay. This is progress in the right direction. We got a Gareth. We got an Accolone, so that's pretty good. So we're going to take that all day long. That is pretty exciting. So we're going to go put that Chivalry on her. And then we have Nika and Iwer. I don't even have Brennan in here. Oh, no wonder we didn't get one. I think for the time being, we're going to take Iwer out of here. And we're going to put Brennan in there. That is a bonehead move right there. So that's just unfortunate. But that's going to be the 4 that we're going to want to do. Getting Anya to Chivalry level 4. And then at that point, you could probably take her out. She does get really cool around Chivalry level 8 where she starts doing some heals as well. But that's going to be a pretty good win for the account there. So we're going to go in here, grab Iwerit, Chivalry, put that on for 35,000, no big deal. And that is a cool pull there. And then we're going to go back into Gorgos and see how we're doing. I think our stage 8 team is 100% run with the gear going on Anguish this time. I think once this team is 6-star 60, it should go pretty close to just getting right through level 10, but it will definitely knock out stage 9. I'm pretty confident. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to run this twice and just kind of see if our if everything's looking a little better now that Anguish is doing his thing. I'm going to jump back in here, just make sure my things are right. I dropped Lancelot to his A1 because he's the weakest build of all the dots, and I don't have Anguish in a vigor set. So this is going to be, he's going to be chewing up quite a bit of vigor to use this ability, but he does have the highest effect accuracy, so he should land the most dots as we go through here. We also get this buff or debuff here where the dot taking damage is increased, which is going to be super helpful as far as getting through the battle a little quicker as well. But between Anguish and Rosier, we should be landing enough dots to really start chunking down health on Gorgos so we don't have to stay alive very long with Vivian. But this is looking a lot healthier, so we should be able to roll through this. On stage 8, this is going to be a 100% team unless we just have really bad RNG and don't land a bunch of dots. But that's going to be pretty few and far between. But ideally we'd get into stage 9, hopefully stage 10. But I need to get into Penveid so I can start getting mythic orbs so I can start getting these folks up to 6-star 60. Alright, switching gears now. We're going to work on Caliburn Arthur here. Our goal for Caliburn Arthur is just to get damage out of them. As much stats as we can get in the attack and the crit damage and so forth. I think we're out of Relic Breath. Yeah, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point. But anywhere we can get some stuff on the equipment side of things, we have some enhancements we could do to him. Before we jump into that, though, I did want to actually see about leveling him up. Can we take him to 60? We can. So we get all these stats. So you're going to get a lot of good stats going there. So we'll take him clear to 60. And that should help us with our Penveid. I think we should be able to get through Penveid 10. I'm pretty confident. Let's see here. We're going to jump on some attack here. We're going to jump on some crit damage here. We're running thin on gold again already. Let's see here. Some attack speed. Try to think here. Oh, we'll probably bring this guy up. Get some defense on him. Make him a little more survivable. What do we got here? Attack speed, oh, we got 400 gold. I think we're done. I think we're done. That's what we got going on as far as the build. Got him up to 6,000 power there. So that's going to be pretty good. But I think we might switch a little bit of gears on Penveid just for damage purposes. We might pull in his Bedivere. Really, I think the move would be, if we were going to get through this, we'd pull out Rosier and replace her with K. Because I think K on her A1 is going to do 5 hits and get that shield down. But unfortunately, his K is 5-star 50 and has no gear on at all. So we're going to throw Bedivere in, and hopefully we can get that extra attack to bring Penveid down. And on his A2, he is going to be able to do... a couple hits to bring the shield down. We're out of stamina. I'm going to go pick some up, and we're going to jump back in here and see if we can get it done. All right, so we're going to jump into Plane of Beast 10. Now that we got some stamina, we're going to take Rosier out. We're going to put Bedivere in with his double hit on the A2. The second hit is random, though, so that is going to probably end up going to the Tusk, which is going to be unfortunate. But hopefully the extra damage he does is going to be the difference to help bring down Penveid. But ultimately, I think K is going to be the move here. But unfortunately, we just have a lot of work in a lot of places, and I don't know if we have enough resources to get it done. Arthur did not do his 5 hits, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure how far into his kit you need to get before that's happening every other time. I'm sure it's a cooldown thing. So I think as you level up a skill or passive skill or something along those lines, that's where he's going to do that every other time as opposed to every 3rd or 4th time or whatever it is. I'm not entirely sure. But right now we're kind of struggling because we just don't have multiple hitters at all. So we hopefully can take down Penveid without going through the shield again. But the damage we are doing on Penveid is actually pretty good as long as we can just get like a crucial hit right now from Arthur with all those Stygian auras or whatever that he pulls off to hit the extra 5 times would make a huge difference. Unfortunately, he's not doing that at all, so I have not seen him do it one time. I'm not entirely sure why. So we'll have to take a look at his kit and see if that's something we can step up a little bit. But yeah, again, he still hasn't done it. I think this is the that's damage Dell. What's this guy? Pierce. So maybe he's not putting the Stygian aura on himself yet. His immortality is super good in a fight like this because when he does die, we have a chance for him to get 2 turns of immortality. Unfortunately, I think that's after it gets enhanced, but Nika could come in theoretically and heal him and then get through this fight. But we are going to be pretty close to this even still. Although now, yeah, maybe not. We got to get through this shield. That's going to be the tough part. But I think that there's something going on with Arthur's kit where he's not getting that Stygian aura. So we're going to take a peek at that, see what's going on. So I'm not entirely sure why this is not working. So we're on his A2 right now. Attacks one enemy 3 times. Total damage here. And then it puts Stygian aura on him. And then on his secondary A2, when attacking while you have Stygian aura, attack the selected target 5 additional times, total damage 200k or 200% plus 100% chance to remove the Stygian aura. And that's actually leveled up, and it's on a 1-turn cooldown. So theoretically, every other time he's fighting, this should be taking place. Yeah, so maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I didn't see and it was actually going on. I'm not entirely sure. We're going to try this again. This time when we pull the shield down, we're going to switch off of auto, and we're going to use Morgan's A1 and get a defense down and increase damage taken on Penveid. And once that's going on, hopefully the damage that Arthur and Bedivere do can actually kill him. Or at least get close. I mean, we were actually really close to winning the fight, so we weren't that far off. So I think just a couple things would make the difference. If we could get Nika healing a little stronger, that would be a huge win as well. Did I just hit the Tusk? What's going on right now? I don't even know what's going on. But we got a couple things going on. Tusk 1 is destroyed, so that's pretty good. There he goes. Hey, he's doing the thing. All right, well, now we missed it. We're going to go ahead and heal everybody. Oh, I guess it is an attack. It's an attack and a heal. So that's going to be good. We've already got it back up, so that took us way too long to get that piece down. So we're going to go back on the auto and see about getting it done. So that was a single hit there. And Bedivere hit twice, but I think he got the Tusk on one of those. We got to get this. We got to get this shield down. So hopefully this should be Stygian aura right there. Like, I don't understand why that's not happening. So we do have it there. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna put this on Arthur with some added attack. Probably actually should have put it on Bedivere because he's probably hitting harder. I mean, I'm used to my team where my Arthur smacks, so I do everything to increase his deal. So now we got the defense down, increased damage taken, and as long as we get a turn before he puts a shield up, and this should be Stygian Aura right here hitting, 8 times consecutively. Don't know why it didn't happen. So I should have definitely put that on Bedivere. So he's smacking, taking some health down. I'm going to go ahead and heal up a little bit here. I always forget that's an attack. So we'll get that going on here. And then coming back to Morgan, we're going to try, I think it's on a cooldown, so she's probably not going to be able to get the defense down or the increased damage taken there, unfortunately. And now we're back up to the shield. So right now, I don't know exactly what's going on with this mechanic. Why we're not getting the Stygian Aura with the extra 5 hits. That's super bizarre to me. I don't know. If you know, in the comments below, let me know. Maybe there's a glitch in the game, or maybe there's a chivalry I'm not reading. I'm not entirely sure. But the way I'm reading it, every other turn, because one turn he strips it off and does it, then the next turn he puts it on so that he can do it on the next turn. So that's, as far as I understand, that's what should be happening. Doesn't seem to be what's happening, so that's kind of bizarre. We're going to go ahead and do the A2, bring down turn meter here on the Tusk, save ourselves some damage, come back in with this, and hopefully get some multiple hits. Nope, we didn't get it. We didn't get it at all. So there, we're back here. Get some heals up. Hopefully we should be lined up for the defense down on Morgan's A1 now. We haven't actually died here, so that's actually pretty good. Let's see if we can get this going. 4,400's pretty weak, let's get here, and we got it there. So now we've got the immortality stepping in, keeping us alive. Hopefully this time we get that Stygian Aura proc. We do not again get it. So what is that, like 3 turns now straight? He did it 1 time so far, which is just bizarre. I don't understand what's even happening with that. That's really hindering our ability to take down Penveid. I'm not sure, but hopefully Bedivere can get the trick done. All right, so we had to manual it, but we did get through Penveid 10. So I think this team probably would work 50. That's so good. So good. This team probably would work sometimes. But it's definitely not 100% on auto. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to use those 50. We're going to start upgrading some characters. But 3 times level 10, we're getting 3 of these. That's why 50 was so huge. But that gives me the opportunity to upgrade 1 legendary champion and also 1 rare champion. So I think for what we're going to do right now, we're actually going to upgrade Anguish and we're going to upgrade Vivian. And the reason for that is Anguish is landing those dots, get us through Gorgos, and he's going to be the squishiest. So if we advance him up, we're going to get him to 6-star and then take him all the way up to 60, hopefully, if we have the gold to do it. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to be there or not. We do not have enough. We do have, we don't have to take him to 61 though. We do have enough to take him to 60, but 61 adds an additional 600,000. But we are going to upgrade Vivian first and get her advanced to make sure we have the gold to do that. So they'll both be on 6-star. The reason I chose Vivian is she's healing everybody, so the more stats we can get in this HP category is going to be pretty big for her, and leveling her up is going to be one of the best ways to get HP on her. So if we take her to level 60, not quite enough gold there. We'll take her up to 55, and then hopefully we can also get Anguish up to 55. And then start working on bettering them. But this right here might be enough for us to get into Gorgos 9. We can only make it to 54. But that would be a pretty big win if we could get into Gorgos 9 there. And then I'm going to take a peek and see if there's anything I can do for Rosier as far as getting more effect accuracy. So in order to forge a belt and try to get effect accuracy on her, we're going to need more materials across the board. So we're going to kind of go through and start farming some stuff and try to get some resources on the account. I'm going to start with story mode, press on as far as we can go. I'm not really going to worry too much about 3-starring stuff, but we'll just see how far we can press on the account. All right, so let's talk about what we still have to do. So right now we did get through Penveid 10. It's not an auto team, so we have to work on it a little bit. We've got our Gorgos team dialed in. It just needs to be stepped up with gear along the way, but everybody's ready to basically take on as far into Gorgos as we can get. We haven't done Audrey yet in the Frozen Plain. I think we improved one level maybe, or Shrine of Storms at all. We haven't spent any time in there. And then we haven't got into the dungeons either. So I'm going to say that we're probably going to have a third video because there's just so much to do. So I'm going to wrap this one up. This one's probably already long enough as it is. But in tomorrow's video, we're going to go ahead and tackle a little more. So we're going to see if we can get into a full auto team for Penveid 10. We're going to see if we can press along Gorgos. I am going to go and actually go through story mode, try to acquire some resources to better the account and make some improvements. Try to get Lancelot up to 6-star. Maybe even Kay up to 6-star, but I think we're probably going to need her because that Stygian ore is not working on Caliber and Arthur for whatever reason. And then maybe try to get, and depending on where we get, maybe some chivalries going on. But I think that's about what I got for you today. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me all the way to the end. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. It means the world to me. And come join us at MikeGoG. We could definitely use some active players in the clan. But I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you next time.